I recently restained this deck, built this waterfall, and redid the landscaping. And I thought it'd be pretty cool to have a little privacy screen on this side of the deck for storage underneath. Stay tuned to see how I built it and what lessons I learned. Now, my deck is built of pressure treated wood, so when it came time to buy material for this privacy fence, I just went ahead and got pressure treated wood. To be honest, it's not my favorite. I don't enjoy working with it. It's hard on the blades, it's hard on the equipment. You know, it moves a ton. You're not supposed to put a finish on it for a good, 6 to 12 months to let it dry out, but I didn't have that luxury and time. So I went ahead with pressure treated and it'll be fine. For materials, I wanted to do a center post there, and I wanted the center post to match my end stanchions. These are 6x6s. For the center post, I just chose to use a 4x6, and then I used a couple 2x4s on the bottom, a 2x6 across the bottom, and then some little 1x2s for the framing, and then these actual slats are just fencing, like post fencing. So it's a 5/8 thick, 6x8 type thing. And it worked out really well. I very much like how it looks. So when it came time to design, I knew I wanted something more substantial than just, a standard lattice type thing. So I decided to go with these slats here and do an offset design so it would add dimension to it and also allow airflow. And, these wider slats look better against these, 10-inch pieces above it. So that being said, my deck's old. I didn't build it, it's probably 15 years old, and it definitely has sagged a lot. So, it's not level anymore. Now, this privacy section is level, and it's really noticeable now. I didn't pick up on that until I was done with the project. In hindsight, if I would have thought about it, I would have done these vertically, and it would have still been there, but not nearly as noticeable as it is now. Your eye really catches that break, and it's, something I just got to deal with right now. I'll probably rebuild the deck in another 5 years, so I'm not going to let it really get to me too much, but that's definitely something for you to keep in mind if you're going to do something like this to an older deck. Make sure if your headers are level, or the top section's level, and if it isn't, consider going with vertical paneling or a vertical design, and it won't be as noticeable. I framed these sections out, so it's basically 2 separate panels is how I built it, and I framed them out with these 1x2s. So I figured out my spacing on each one. I made little spacer blocks 5 inches and 5¼ inches. Sort of played around with that. These are 5½ inches wide, so I wanted a little bit of an overlap between each section, and it's going to shrink too over time, but with this spacing between it, I played with that, and I ended up ripping down the inside 1x2 down to 1 inch. So, you know, instead of 1.5 inches behind it, it's just 1 inch behind it. I liked how it looked better. And then I also used that for right here for the center section. And that just allowed me to it gave me a nailer for the whole thing so I could tie the whole thing together. But also, I like how it looks. It gave it sort of a shutter look almost, having that center bar there. Now to apply the finish, I use a Graco X5 sprayer, and I really like that sprayer. It's a great system. It's very, very easy to use. You know, your prep time on it is a little bit up front as opposed to rolling it or brushing it, you know. But once you get the prep done, you know, I sprayed this out in like probably 10 minutes, literally, and it's pretty solid, you know. And then cleanup on it is also easy, so I would definitely recommend spraying it if you have the ability to do that.